damage left behind as we work to learn what caused this fire. And you're getting a live look at Charleston, South Carolina right now. Dorian moving north and could make its first U.S. landfall in the Carolinas.
It was a narrow miss for many here in our area, but the storm did cause some damage along parts of our coastline. Video from Sky Action News Jax shows the coast from Duval to St. Johns County before, and then on the right, after. Welcome to Action News Jax at noon, everyone. I'm Dawn Lopez.
And I'm Phil Lamont. Let's get you caught up to date with the very latest. Mayor Lenny Curry says emergency response teams are scoping out possible damage in Duval County. If you see any, report it to 630 City. There's also a swim advisory in effect for Duval County beaches. The health department will test water today, but says it could be unsafe for days following Dorian. And St. Johns County extended the local state of emergency as they look at the damage.
We have complete team coverage with crews looking at how people here are moving forward after the storm. We begin, though, with First Alert meteorologist Garrett Beatenbaugh, the Weather Center, tracking the latest on Dorian's whereabouts now in the Carolinas. It's been downgraded now, Garrett.
To a Category 2 hurricane and now back up to a Category 3. You can see right now, just getting an update here from the National Weather Service right now from a hurricane center. So, Dawn, since we've just talked, we have a Cat 3 now again as of noon. North-northeast movement at 8 miles per hour. So some fluctuating intensities here northeast of Charleston, about due east of Charleston, with the southern tip of the eye wall. They're seeing gusts of 80 miles per hour right now as we dive down into this infrared satellite imagery, trying to get its act back together. There's Myrtle Beach, too. We've seen multiple tornado reports, and we've been seeing some of those videos come in on social media and throughout the, say, eastern North Carolina area, where Dorian will be tracking up and potentially making landfall along the outer banks or extreme eastern North Carolina by tonight or into tomorrow by the morning. You can see there's 8 a.m. Still forecast to be a hurricane, perhaps going back down to a Category 2, but well away from us here in Jacksonville and southeast Georgia as well. Meanwhile, there's a lot of surfers out at the beaches. Jacksonville Beach with the offshore winds, only about 3 to 4 footers today with those waves dramatically coming down, but you can see some good sets coming in here for this afternoon. Today, it's going to be hot, though, in the low to mid 90s for afternoon highs, and we'll see some sunshine coming out as well. Coming up in your First Alert 7-day forecast, what it looks like for your weekend. That's in just minutes.
All right, thanks, Garrett. And now that Hurricane Dorian has passed, the city and U.S. Army Corps of Engineers beginning now to evaluate what needs to be done to get our beaches back up to par.
Action News Jax showed you the high tides washing away some of the sand, but today people are back out enjoying the beach. Action News Jax' Megan Moriarty is live at Jax Beach. And Megan, you just spoke with the project manager about the next steps.
Yeah, I actually just got off the phone with him, and he told me that he believes that the sand held off pretty well, protecting those dunes during Dorian. And as you can see behind me, there's some piles of sand here. We actually saw a bulldozer out here just seconds ago making those piles up. And just because they believe that everything, went well, they're still going to be doing an assessment. Now, the city owns the dunes, but the Army Corps engineers are the ones who are in charge of building the beach to protect those dunes. The Army Corps engineers typically add sand every 4 to 5 years to act as the barrier between the dunes and the ocean, and we're told it did its job for the most part when it came to protecting those dunes, but an assessment will still be done, like I said. And tomorrow, coastal engineers along with the city of Jacksonville are going to walk the beach, and they should be making a decision on whether or not emergency reimbursement is needing to be done. That should be done. That decision should be made by Saturday. And now, coming up on your news at 5 and 6, we are going to take you through that assessment step by step and let you know how that all works. For now, we are reporting in Jacksonville Beach. Megan Moriarty, CBS47 Action News Jax.
A local couple is homeless after Dorian, and you're looking at their home right here. Their sailboat partially sank during the storm, all of that heavy wind and rain. Action News Jax showed you the boat Wednesday under the Intercoastal Bridge on Beach Boulevard, and again this morning on Action News Jax. Our Alicia Tarancon caught up with the owners today, who tell her that they're not sure what they'll do next.
Florida Fish and Wildlife came out here about an hour ago to take a look at this boat, and you can see right here that red sailboat, it's partially submerged in the water. There were items drifting out from it. We even noticed the surfboard over in the corner. Isaac Allen and his girlfriend Madison spent Thursday morning pulling out clothes, a scooter, a generator, and anything else they could from inside their little red sailboat. It's where they lived the last 6 months.
It was our everything. It was our home. It has all of our belongings. It's our whole life right here.
Hurricane Dorian hit. They took shelter in a hotel with family, but their sailboat got loose during the storm. Neighbors ran over and helped tie it down underneath the Intercoastal Bridge on Beach Boulevard. But last night the boat was hitting into the shore, so GSO tried to secure it once again. When we got out here this morning, we found the boat partially submerged underwater.
We redid everything in the boat, new floors, new TVs, new countertops.
This couple tells us they don't have insurance and they're not sure what they're going to do next.
We don't even know where the holes are, how many holes there are, what's going to happen, how we're going to get it out of the water. We just got to play it by ear, see who can help us with what.
And Madison told us her brother's sailboat also got loose in the storm. You could see it over there stuck up against those rocks. Coming up at 5, you're going to hear from one marine expert on how he believes this red sailboat may be able to get out of the water. Reporting live right near the Intercoastal Bridge, Alicia Tarrant-Kahn, CBS47 Action News Jax.
In St. Augustine, some beaches are almost unrecognizable here after Dorian. Look at this here. Neighbors are worried about what another storm now could do since we're in the peak hurricane season. Along A1A, dunes were breached by waves and washed onto roads. Action News Jax told you in 2017 when county leaders launched a beach restoration plan. It included dredging and 16,000 truckloads of sand. Now, shops are now open for business in downtown St. Augustine. Just yesterday, Action News Jax showed you empty streets during Dorian. New at noon, Action News Jax Beth Russo is talking to local business owners about the hit the storm had on their bottom line.
I spent Wednesday here on the bayfront, and we did see some street flooding, but nothing compared to the waters during Hurricane Matthew. Shop owners here tell me that is when they learned about preparing for a hurricane. Boards are coming down, sandbags are being removed, and stores all over downtown St. Augustine are open for business.
We did the Gorilla Tape, then we did the plywood, and then we did the spray foam.
Phoebe Taylor, manager of Ancient City Brewing, says she spent hours prepping earlier this week.
I was expecting at least 3 feet of water.
The First Alert Storm Tracker captured the small amount of flooding that did happen during Dorian at high tide.
So I'm really glad for that. I'm really happy for everybody.
Taylor tells me their building is untouched, but the brewery's bottom line took a hit, especially over the holiday weekend.
So pretty much people started canceling reservations last Wednesday and Thursday, so we knew things were going to be hard.
She says being open for business so soon after a storm is what's most important.
I would much rather be prepped than come back to devastation here.
These businesses say they're not putting away all of this hurricane gear just yet. I'll tell you why, all new on Action News Jax at 5. Reporting in St. Augustine, Beth Russo, Action News Jax.
Today, Florida's Attorney General gave an update on price gouging during Hurricane Dorian. She says Floridians submitted more than 2,900 reports of price gouging. Well, Action News Jax did some digging and found 85 of those were from Duval County, 11 from St. Johns County, 12 coming in from Clay County, and 19 from Nassau County. Now, this hotline is still active. You can report price gouging at the number 866-9-NO-SCAM.
For those who use JTA to get around town, the buses are back to normal hours today. The only service that will not be available today is the St. Johns River Ferry. That service will start back up when the port reopens and it's safe for customers and employees.
And join Action News Jax and our news partner 104.5 WOKV for our Convoy of Care. This event will help those affected by Hurricane Dorian in the Bahamas. Many of you have been calling and emailing asking what can you do to help. Well, we'll be out at the town center Tuesday from 7 a.m. until 2 p.m. Come and join us and meet some of the Action News Jax team as well. Hurricane Dorian didn't make landfall here, so the impacts we saw weren't nearly as bad as some of the images we've seen.
Such a different story in the Bahamas, right? Aerial video showing how devastating it was in the Abaco Islands. The full scope of the damage becoming more clear now. The UN says 70,000 people are in immediate need of aid, and some people lost their homes and even loved ones in the surging floods.
I still can see my son getting dragged across the roof, reaching at me.
You know, we're all wearing the same clothes that we escaped this house in, so it's just really good to get that support.
The U.S. Coast Guard and Customs and Border Protection are among those helping with the recovery efforts now.
When you see that, you realize just how fortunate this area was. For those of you who want to help the families there in the Bahamas, from your own town right here, we found a few ways that you can do that. Life South is accepting blood donations right now at star 7840 Bay Meadows Way and at Baptist Medical Center, Jacksonville. The American Red Cross is collecting financial donations, and the University of Florida is holding a drive for supplies. You see it listed right here on your screen, and you'll find more under the action button at actionnewsjax.com. And remember, for the latest updates and the impacts of Dorian, go to our website. We're tracking it as it heads to the Carolinas. Download the Action News Jax News and First Alert Weather app free in your app store, and don't forget, read about it as well with Talking the Tropics with Mike.
Right now, a child and 3 others recovering from an overnight shooting. It happened near the corner of 62nd and Vermilion Street. That's on the North Shore neighborhood of town. Anyone with information is asked to call the Jacksonville Sheriff's Office.
And from the Action News Jax First Alert Weather Center, I'm meteorologist Gary Beadenbaugh right now using the First Alert storm analyst to track some bands of heavy thunderstorms from Dorian moving into the Carolina coast at tornadic supercells. We'll have some video from tornadoes as well coming up in the Action News Jax First Alert 7-day forecast.
The important part of our coastal ecosystem that one local organization is checking on now that Hurricane Dorian has passed. That's next on Action News Jax at noon.
What to watch, brought to you by Ashley Home Store.
Welcome back, everyone. Here's a look at the Jacksonville Beach Pier this noon. A live look from Sky Action News Jax from above the pier there. You can see it wasn't badly damaged, fortunately, in yesterday's storms compared to years ago. Action News Jax has crews all up and down our coastline today. We'll have more on the impacts of Dorian coming up on Action News Jax at 5 o'clock. One person is dead and multiple local families out of a home. This is video Jacksonville Fire and Rescue tweeted of how badly a fire burned at a local apartment complex. As Action News Jax Jamarlo Phillips shows us, crews say the fire destroyed half of the unit of where it started.
The fire happened at this apartment complex here in the 8200 block of Kensington Road overnight. This is a look at it right now. When firefighters got here, they say flames could be seen coming through the roof of the apartment. JFRD tells me a man in his 20s died in the fire. We don't know his name, but we're working to learn that along with what caused it. If you take a look at this video here, you can see the fire damaged several units, displacing those who also live nearby. We're also learning when crews went back in to investigate what caused the fire overnight, they found what they call hazardous items inside, and then another fire broke out. Now, JSO, along with the state fire marshal, is still on scene investigating. We'll let you know as soon as we learn more. Reporting here on the south side, I'm Jamarlo Phillips, CBS47 Fox 30 Action News Jax.
This new neighbors in our coastal cities are smiling because those dunes did their job to protect our shoreline.
How are they now? Worse for the wear, but rough surf affected the ecosystem in another way. Action News Jax Courtney Cole went down to Neptune Beach to learn and see how the sea turtles fared during Hurricane Dorian.
Beach's Sea Turtle Patrol spent a good part of their morning out here on the beach trying to see how many of the sea turtle nests survived and made it through Hurricane Dorian. And actually, they told me they keep a GPS on each nest and a list for times just like this. This is the first chance Beach's Sea Turtle Patrol says they've had the chance to come out and check since Duval County beaches have been closed due to Hurricane Dorian.
We were lucky. It was Category 2, and we got the high tide, and we got a little storm surge about 1 o'clock yesterday, the high tide. So it could have been a lot worse. Could have been a lot worse all the way around.
Next on Action News Jax at 5, I'll tell you how many sea turtle nests survived Hurricane Dorian and what you should do if you happen to find one out on the beach. Reporting on Neptune Beach, Courtney Cole, CBS 47, Action News Jax.
Well, the Jacksonville Zoo is back open now. It'll be open for regular hours. Plus, today, just today, only the zoo is offering half-price admission to all guests. No coupon is required, but it's only for general admission tickets.
Now, certified Jacksonville's most accurate weather forecast. Action News Jax, First Alert Weather.
Hi, First Alert meteorologist Garrett Wiedenwald. Looks like we have a correction from the Hurricane Center. Still a Category 2 hurricane with Dorian now. Must have been a misprint firing off the 12 p.m. intensity and position update. You can see right here, there is Charleston, due east of Charleston, moving to the north-northeast at 8 miles per hour, 110 mile per hour maximum sustained winds, and really looking kind of healthy there as it's unfortunately approaching the Carolina coast. Visible satellite imagery showing in 1 minute increments here, the eye there rotating that counterclockwise fashion, the eye wall just offshore from Charleston up through McClellanville and up into Myrtle Beach and into, say, Wilmington, North Carolina as well. And here is the forecast track continuing off to the northeast here today and potentially making a U.S. landfall, which would be its only U.S. landfall, by the way. We didn't have a landfall, obviously, here in northeast Florida and southeast Georgia. Now, Friday at 8 a.m. could be impacting right over the outer banks of North Carolina. Current wind observations, you can see still at 15 miles per hour at Mayport, so those offshore winds, counterclockwise flow, so that air moving off the land here from Jacksonville and being sucked in eventually into Dorian still. Very tornadic supercells there. We've had some tornado warnings and confirmed tornado reports, and also we have video from earlier today of tornadoes on the ground. You can see this one, right? This was from North Myrtle Beach, I believe. This one was from early this morning, and so they're quick moving, quick spin up, and when you're in a tropical setup, you really have to watch that northeast quadrant of a tornado for tornadoes. And then we also have another one there, and so multiple tornado reports through the day today. Meanwhile, we're having increasing better seas, I guess you'd call it. Here in Jacksonville Beach, the pier looking good as well after Dorian, and a lot of surfers outside enjoying the cleaner surf. Offshore winds at 15 miles per hour with 86 degrees. We'll be about 90 degrees today with a little bit of that cloud cover hanging around. So we will see sunshine eventually here, full sun here in northeast Florida and southeast Georgia. We're not monitoring any rain here for this afternoon. The rain reports, though, from Dorian, 2.25 inches at Fleming Island, 1.95 in Jacksonville, Fernandina Beach, 1.87, 3.47 in Palm Valley. St. Johns County had a lot more, 3+ inches with those rainfall reports there. So it looks like one of the bigger spots. But 2.11 in St. Augustine. Augustine, Palm Coast, 5.68 to the south. Now today, again, lower to mid-90s. That mid-90s is going to be well inland, near 90 at the coast, but still a little bit breezy with those offshore winds. Overnight down into the upper 60s with clear and pleasant conditions with lighter winds. So here we are breaking it down, lower to mid-90s all the way to the, say, I-95 corridor, but lower 90s all the way to the beaches as well. Mid to upper 90s inland. It's going to take a little bit more to get those hot temperatures, but the dew points or the moisture available in the atmosphere is kind of lower now, especially into the afternoon. We'll be seeing it not feel too hot, but low 90s into Friday, mid 90s into Saturday and Sunday. Sunday, the Jaguars on CBS47 will see mainly dry conditions, but some inland showers. It's going to be a hot day, though. Keep that in mind. Low 90s in Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday back into the upper 80s with a few isolated showers and inland thunderstorms. You can always get this forecast any time of the day and download the free Action News Jax First Alert weather app and join Chief Meteorologist Mike Burrish tonight at 5 on CBS47.
Action News Jax has your official Jaguar stations on CBS47 and FOX30, and we are getting you ready for the first game of the NFL season. Jags against the Chiefs on countdown to kickoff is what they're talking. That's Sunday at 11:30 on CBS47, followed by the game at 1. And then we'll have post-game coverage on Action News Jax mobile app and Facebook Live.
Well, some areas running a little low on gas after Dorian. How to be sure you'll be able to fill up right after the break. Welcome back, everyone. After the storm, some gas stations in our area are out of gas. The majority of them do have fuel, but a few are out. To find out for sure, though, you can go to gasbuddy.com and click on their outage tracker. It'll be right there. You click on that, put in a zip code, and find out what's going on. Now, in Jacksonville's south side, you can see some spots here out of gas. First one we saw was Sam's Club over at Beach Boulevard, as well as a Speedway on Regency Square. They're out of gas. Also, a similar situation here in St. Augustine. A number of gas stations out of gas, all in red, and the yellow ones have limited fuel options. And up in Amelia Island, similar situation there. Not as bad, though. It seems only one gas station out of gas, and a few places also in Camden County are running out or running low on fuel. To check it out for yourself, just go to gasbuddy.com.
A Carnival cruise set to leave from Jacksonville today has been moved. Guests sailing on the Carnival Ecstasy are asked to meet at the Jacksonville Cruise Terminal from 2 until 6 p.m. Now, you will be bused to Port Canaveral, and then the ship will leave from there. We're back right after this.
All right, more than a few people may be heading out to the beach, enjoying the weather today, huh?
Stay out of the water, though. Still rough.
Watch your feet, too. Things have been shifted around.
That's right.
Have a good day, everyone.
Y&R is coming up next.